Hello, it's me again. Listen, I know you're upset, but I repeat, it's for the best. You didn't make me happy. I need a woman with more spark, more fire, more passion. You're like a dead fish, really. Sorry, but it's the truth. It seems like you have issues with your father, dear. Maybe he didn't love you? You clearly seem unloved. His sweet, honey-like voice made me regret that there was no way to smack him on his arrogant head through the phone. I would have strangled him. I would have enjoyed watching him gasp for air, his cunning eyes bulging out, panic in his gaze. Bastard. Issues with your father? He doesn't know anything about me. Nothing. But like a mouse constantly caught in a trap, I put my ear back to the receiver. I need someone who will be there for me when I need it, you know? Were you even happy? Have you ever felt anything? I mean emotions. Happy, angry, sad. For a woman who doesn't do Botox, your face is too lifeless. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I've packed all your things and asked the driver to take them to your apartment. With difficulty swallowing and catching my breath, I deleted the voicemail on my phone so I wouldn't replay that nonsense in moments of self-hatred. To hell with, and his luxurious apartment in the city center. To hell with his millions. To hell with his beautiful cars, private jet, his huge yacht. To hell with him, and to hell with everything else. To hell with him, and to hell with everyone else. To hell with everyone he knew, worked with, to hell with all of them. I've had enough. I wasted 3 years of my life on that jerk. 3 damn years. And apparently, over the past year, though who knows, maybe all this time, he was screwing anyone who clapped with fake eyelashes and shook their inflated chest in front of him. His assistant, secretary, his child's nanny, his ex-wife too, apparently, were on that list from time to time. Name any bitch. And most likely, Annabelle had already slipped his bean between her thighs. And yet this bastard had the audacity to dump me. I'm not sure we're okay, he said on his birthday while we were having dinner at one of his restaurants. Due to its celebration, the entire establishment was closed. The most famous socialites and celebrities gathered in the hall, all friends of the eccentric millionaire, who were glad to receive an invitation to this event. You're never around. You're always at work. Well, he had the decency to wince slightly. You're not very adventurous in bed, darling. I need a woman who's ready, well, you know. I blinked several times before I dared to speak, although technically my mouth was already open because my jaw had just dropped. No, I don't know. What kind of adventurers are you looking for? I looked around, hoping no one was listening, but it was Louis Evans' birthday. Everyone was listening. They were always eavesdropping. Lowering my voice and leaning closer to him, I whispered almost inaudibly, "Can we discuss this outside of here, please?" He took a sip of wine, waved, and smiled at Marie Smith across the room. She winked at him and bit her lip, as if inviting him to bite her other lips. "No, we will discuss this right here and right now. I need a more open woman." "A more open and enterprising woman? Are you crazy? I am a travel blogger and journalist. I have many adventures and escapades. You are talking nonsense." He coughed slightly, and his eyes took on an almost bored, glassy look. "Yes, but not in bed." Suddenly my cheeks felt like they were on fire. "Please," I hissed, "let's not talk about this here." He waved his hand as if I were an annoying fly buzzing around, a minor annoyance that he could just shrug off. "Sorry, honey, but you're boring. You've tired me. I need a carefree woman who's always there. And you're like a dead fish. Cold, dull, lifeless. It's all over between us." I shook my head, not yet fully understanding what was happening, but feeling a blow below the belt. Cold, boring, lifeless. My ears were ringing and my chest hurt. Heart attack? Hit? I shook my head and shrugged. "What do you want in bed? You didn't say anything. You want me to quit my job and just follow you around like some kind of fan?" "Not a fan." Sadness filled his eyes. Joe always dreamed of becoming famous. He was known, but only because of his parents' money, and not because of his own entrepreneurial talent. And despite the fact that he had millions, he communicated with oligarchs, hung out with artists, models, and politicians. He achieved nothing alone. He was the heir to a large metalworking company founded by his father. Of course, Joe bought himself several restaurants and a couple of nightclubs, made a name for himself as a socialite, but he was never able to get rid of the label of just an heir and the nickname Bubble. Not a fan, he repeated. Just a caring girl. That's who I am, when I'm home. This is not enough, and that's why we are no longer together, he said, as if nothing had happened. You're not the one I want, that's all. He raised his hand and motioned for the waiter to bring another drink. You, me, it's over between us, darling. I'm moving on, and so should you. My jaw dropped again, almost hitting the table. Are you breaking up with me? Here? In front of everyone? I asked. Is it because I'm not adventurous enough for you? And by the way, this is the first time I've heard about your dissatisfaction with our sex life. He looked ready to get up and leave. Apparently, he was bored with me and needed someone more lively. Okay, it's all over now. I'm also annoyed that you work too much. But you were the one who offered me this job. It was your idea. I love what I do. It wasn't until I said those words out loud that I realized I was lying, because I didn't like my job anymore. I'm tired of this. Tired of traveling. Tired of sitting at home for a maximum of a week a month. Tired of living out of suitcases. Tired of eating in restaurants. I wanted to cook my own meals, sleep in my own bed, and have a closet full of clothes for every occasion. But I wanted to do something meaningful in life. I will never understand the wives of millionaires and billionaires who do nothing all day long, just because they don't need to. Even if Joe and I ever got married, I would still want to work somewhere, do something. I could start a social project, or fulfill my lifelong dream of writing a book. I couldn't just spend the rest of my days playing tennis, getting my nails done, and having endless plastic surgeries to satisfy my lover's growing needs. No, I needed something more. He shrugged casually. What difference does it make whether we part now or tomorrow? But today I would rather leave home with Joan. So it's better now. And as if on cue, rail thin, with a huge bust and mile-long legs, Joanna walked up to him in a tight black leather miniskirt and tiny top. She was his assistant. My God, how old was this girl? Joe was 47. He could have been her father, if not her grandfather. Joanna sat on his lap and wrapped her slender arm around his back, her coal-black eyes looking at me with a deadly gaze. What the heck? We used to be friends. Sort of. We even went out for coffee together. And now suddenly, she is his new girlfriend? And all this 30 seconds after we parted? Wonderful. So what? Do you want me to leave here right now? Why did I even ask this? But I was just confused and didn't know what to do. People will wonder why I left. By morning, if not earlier, it will be all over social media. Parting, speculation about the reasons, photos of him with Joanna. Rumors are spread by every idiot with his fingers out and a phone out, trying to get his moment of fame thanks to our breakup. Now this whole situation made me want to not only vomit, but also scream and throw things. Damn Bubble. Oh no, of course not. This will definitely attract attention, and it will be awkward in front of people. But what does it matter? You can go. I stared at him. Is he firing me? I wasted 3 years with this idiot. 3 damn years. And I meant so little to him that he breaks up with me in a restaurant full of people, with his mistress sitting on his lap. I just kept looking at him. And then it dawned on me. How did I not notice all this before? The greasy hair, the translucent brown eyes, the nervous twitching of my left eye. I was blind to all of this. Blinded by love. Because although I'm not sure if I ever told him, I loved Joe. At least that's what I thought. Did you hear him, Sasha? Joanna asked, not hiding her joy. He said you can go, and you can go to hell, you sneaky little bitch. But I didn't say anything. Over the years, I have realized that it is not always important to have the last word. Sometimes it's better to gather up what's left of your dignity and walk away with your head held high. I straightened my purse, grabbed my coat. Then, under the gaze of almost 100 pairs of eyes, I left the restaurant, called a taxi, and that was it. And with every step I took, the feeling of relief grew. A storm of emotions raged inside me, from anger and resentment to sadness and disappointment. I was broken, but at the same time, I felt free. Getting into the taxi, I looked out the window and realized that this was a new beginning, a new chapter of my life, without this idiot, without false promises and empty words. At that moment, I felt that the world around me became brighter and fuller. I can do whatever I want, regardless of your expectations and demands. Let people guess. Let them spread rumors. It's not my business anymore. I went my own way, to new adventures, to new opportunities, to new happiness. And although my heart was broken, it still beat, reminding me that I was alive, that I was strong and capable of overcoming any difficulties. So I left that restaurant, leaving everything behind me and heading towards a bright future where new opportunities and new beginnings awaited me.